So let's see. So I've got my spacers set up for this 3-inch square tubing. And I've got the spacers bolted to the frame and then bolted to the main rail. And I just did them where they're basically keeping the rail even with the frame, or flat like the frame, in line with the gooseneck. I had to come up quite a bit higher than probably would without it. So I ended up with a 4-inch piece of tubing here, and something's a little off. So I might have to have a shim in here. I might have to figure out why this is kind of tilted. And then a 3-inch piece here, a 2-inch piece with a 1/4-inch piece of flat bar, and then 2-inch tubing with 2 1/4-inch pieces, so another 1/2 inch to get on this. And then same on the other side. I just matched it up. For the end one and these 2 middles, I went all the way through the main rail. But on this one, because one of my cross pieces is going to go across here, I didn't want the bolt head and have to notch or anything like that. So I've just got it drilled through the bottom and into here. What I'm most likely going to do is weld the bolt inside this frame and then cap it. And then hopefully I'd never have to take that off anyway. And then I'm going to weld these main rails to these spacers also. So hopefully if you ever took the bed off, it would just be these bolts coming out of the frame. And then, so I'm capping these. I just took a piece of 3-inch flat bar, cut it to 3 inches. So 3 inches, welding that on. And that's just to close these off. No structural reason. I mean, I guess it gives it a little bit of rigidity, but it's not taking any main weight. So I fiddled back and forth with the alignment of all these spacers. Right now they're at the original bed mounting points. So that's how I ended up with those locations. Holes were already in the frame. Didn't have to drill any for those. But as far as, like left and right of the frame, and then exactly, where's the rail gonna sit? Is it gonna be over this way? I bounced back and forth a lot and realized it didn't have to be exact, at least as far as I know yet. Because all this is doing is supporting another 3-inch piece of square tubing that will go across, and I'll have 4 of those because I gotta, at least for this is a long bed. So I'm gonna do 4, and then my decking will sit on top of that, and my outside frame will be attached to those. And so all this is doing is letting these cross rails sit on it. So I just wanted to keep it generally over top of my frame. And so once I kind of got that, then the second one was a whole lot easier. I just set it in place, drilled my holes in this, then marked them on my spacers, and then drilled those holes. Welding would probably be fine, but I still a little leery of my own welding abilities, so I figured I would give myself a little bit of a fail-safe having the bolts also. Now I am just going to weld these to here, but they'll have a lot more contact surface. They'll be on both sides. They'll get welded, this side of the frame, here. So they'll have 4 3-inch welds on them, which that probably is even overkill. But again, just to kind of give myself a little peace of mind based on my ability. I think that's where I'm at. So I still got to cap these after I weld these bolts in and decide for sure that's what I'm doing. But yeah, weld those bolts in, cap them, and then that should be it. I'm still gonna put washers stuff through there too. These are just holding them in place. yeah, so these are 4-inch, 3.5. I forgot what I got, but enough that they go all the way through and then down into here. I'll do washers, and then yeah, those are just bolted into the frame. And disregard anything else on this truck that looks kind of off, because there was a lot of other stuff I had to do with this truck, nothing to do with the bed. But yeah, so that's where I'm at now. Basically, yeah, and I'll clean these up more. But yeah, once I clean those up and get those other end caps welded on, then I'm gonna do my layout for my cross rails. Oh, and so I cut these to 103, so they'll be 103.5 with these 1/4-inch plates. And then yeah, on the front, the cross rail will sit right at the end of the main rail. But then here on the back, they will sit again at the end, but since my bolt hole was up here at the frame, I didn't have to worry about that. So they can sit there. I can go all the way through with these bolts. And the 103 was between getting more full-size bed length, but then also that will give me better alignment with my hitch when I do my tail section. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. We'll see where we get from here.